Hey guys, and CS Fan 001 here, walking the road to my 381st Platinum Trophy. Today's game is Waking Violet. It is a puzzle type game for the PS4. I think it actually only has one version, which is interesting. A lot of these games tend to have multiple versions. This game is terrible. I would not recommend ever touching this game for any reason, for entertainment or for trophies, because you're not gonna get much entertainment. Now, I guess the one bright side is the trophy rarity is slightly better in this than some of the other easy platinums, because it is, like, it's a 2 to 3 hour platinum while following a guide, and it's only like a 2.5 out of 10, but it's not a good game. The main issue with it is the controls are horrendous. I mean, the graphics are bad, the music is ear-grating, the controls and gameplay, though, are horrendous because the game revolves heavily around, like, pushing objects to certain places. You will constantly, and I mean constantly, push things too far and screw yourself over, and in some levels you can't undo your mistakes and have to restart the entire level because of the game being poorly designed. So this was a really not enjoyable experience, and just the movement's terrible, the gameplay is nothing special, just the controls actually don't work. So yeah, not an enjoyable experience in the slightest. Thankfully though, the platinum is pretty easy as long as you follow a guide. These are story-related trophies. Replay a level, you'll get that guaranteed at the very end because you'll have to replay the final level a few times. Complete levels. I can't remember how many levels exactly there are, but that's you'll get those along the way. Killing a monster with a door is not too hard. I think it might come naturally, but I'm not 100% sure on that. You can get it very easily right at the beginning of the game. It may actually come naturally now that I think about it. Learn all powers will come naturally while beating the game. Die outside of levels. This one can be a little bit tough to do if you don't know where to do it at, but there is an easy place to do it toward the end of the game. You have to use a hint, but you also have to complete the game without using any hints, so I suggest play the first level while using a hint to beat it, and then restart the game, like start an entire new game, like erase your save file and start a new game, and then play through it without using a hint. You don't need a hint as long as you follow a guide. Reach the final levels. You have to beat 2 secret levels, which the second one isn't too bad once you figure out what you're supposed to do. You have to kill all the ghosts in the level with like an unlimited supply of bombs. That one wasn't too hard once I figured out what to do. The first one is awful though because it's a Pac-Man style level and it's just horribly designed. So yeah, that one was annoying. The second one isn't too bad though, once I figured out what you're supposed to do. Finish the game without using hints, like I said. Then you have to complete 5 levels without hitting L1 to undo any moves, which is really annoying because, again, the controls are so horrendous that there's a good chance you'll push something too far by accident because the game just doesn't function. And then you have this, I believe, is the main trophy for completing the story, but then, or actually no, there are 3 different ways to end the game here, which is interesting. So the main, like, this is, I guess, the main, like, best ending is you have to activate 4 orbs, like electrical orbs at the same time, but the buttons don't work half the time, so I had to restart the level multiple times because the buttons simply just would not work. No matter how many times I stood on all of them at the same time, they just actually didn't work because, again, the game doesn't work. This one requires you to trap him in a certain way, and this one just requires you to freeze him and push him into the water, which is the last trophy I got, and it's the easiest. So yeah, horrible game, would not recommend in the slightest, but thankfully not too hard of a platinum trophy, takes 2 to 3 hours. Level 66, 78%, 16,567 total trophies, 381 platinums, 2,150 golds, 4,214 silvers, 9,822 bronzes. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you for the next one.